All right, so last time we made mint, so I thought I would, come on. So I thought I would rinse the machine. Do you have one more, Steve, or not?
Yes and no. I have one more I could make real fast.
Oh, I mean, I don't care. I'm making...
You have the last one? You have one more?
This is my last one.
Okay, go right ahead.
Remember I told you I still go to the supermarket and buy stuff? Well, when you go down the candy aisle, there's no end to the ice cream possibilities there. M&M's, Snickers, Milky Way, Three Musketeers, Kit Kat, Payday, Butterfingers, candy bars up the wazoo, and they're all great ice creams. So in my book, I give you the universal way to do this. When I first started, I was like you. I didn't know. So I used to take Milky Way bars, put them on the stove under a very low simmer in a huge pot, and after 4 hours, I would be stirring the melted Milky Way bars. And then I would take it off the burner, let it cool slightly, and add it to the mix with a hand blender thing. And then the next day, it would be cool, and I could make ice cream. It tasted great, but I ain't doing that. So I came up with a way to make amazing ice cream out of any candy bar. You can't, I mean, one of our big sellers is Payday. You ever eat a Payday? Peanuts wrapped around caramel, great stuff. So today we'll make Butterfinger. We'll make Butterfinger. You know why Butterfinger? Because I had a bag laying around. You know, it could have been Heath Bar. It could have been Clark Bar. They still make Clark Bars? No? What I'm looking for are Chunky. Remember Chunky? Yeah, a square. Oh boy, with raisins and peanuts. The milk chocolate was great, but I can't. Do they still make Chunky? What, a chunk of chocolate?
I don't know.
Yes,
They do?
Yes.
Who said that? You did? If anybody's looking for a place to get bulk candy to make ice cream, I found Bob's Candies in Bayside, Queens is pretty good. He doesn't kill you on the shipping, and he'll send you the real deal. It's not, you know, Milky Way. It's the real stuff. All right, let's see if they're ready yet.
Hey, Jack. Will you zoom in on the CB350?
They're good enough. Yeah. So Butterfinger. We have more mix?
I can get you more mix. Let me just finish getting the rest of this avocado out.
Yeah? You know, I bet they're not the same, though. Not. I'm going to give him a Joe Pesci on that. Watch. Watch. A Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I know. I told you so. Well, that
Remember
little
that
blow
scene?
you gave, that little
in front
blow
of
you
the
gave, you
judge,
wouldn't have held
my
it.
cousin Vinny, when he proves that, and those things in there, what are they? Bushes, that's right, and that stuff on the screen, mud and leaves. I got no further use for this witness. Here's a trick. Get the last of the stuff out after you've gotten the stuff out. Was that a look of disdain? I saw that look. The bowl? Where's the repository?
I'm done.
You're dripping. Where's the repository?
The fan motors blew it off.
So you usually just rinse the water between, you don't go through the stereo change.
When you start making ice cream in the beginning of the day, you'll put your cards, all your formulas will be in a card. They should be in a card box, laminated. This one isn't because I never made it before until today, so it's not laminated. But they'll be laminated in a file box alphabetically. When you start the day, you'll go and you'll look at your inventory, what you need to make. Let's say it's 5 flavors. And you'll put them down on the table in the order that is most easy for continuance of production. Continuance of production? Give me a break. Steve bases it on dark to light.
No, light to dark.
Light to dark. I don't do that. I base it on ingredients within the product. I don't want raisins in my chocolate chip. So that would come after. Snickers, I don't want that in my honey vanilla. So I base them not on color, but on content. That sounds like Martin Luther King, doesn't it?
Yeah. We knew Martin Luther King, and you're no Martin Luther King.
Okay, so Butterfinger, have the mix yet?
Let's put it in the deep freeze. It's because that's not cold enough.
This is 3 pounds of crushed Butterfinger, what somebody called floor sweepings before, what they used to throw away. Somebody said, wait a minute. And they gave that person a great big raise. We have mix?
Hey, Jeff, since we have a back freezer, the Emery Thompson machine, spatulas today, and that, why do we have a refrigerator in here? Put the mix right in and take it right out.
He keeps it in the other room. It's one of the essentials that I wrote on the list, wasn't it? A refrigerator. Hey. Okay. All right, let's make...
One gentleman asked about running the infinite overrun control. Again, it's really simple. The ET logo is up there. You just hit begin, and it gives you a list of different products that you want to make. This says homemade ice cream, super premium, Italian ice, gelato, frozen yogurt. Go to next. Cream ice, frozen custard, sorbet, sorbetto, sherbet, frozen lemonade. So if I want to make frozen lemonade, I hit frozen lemonade and hit start, and it will now go to the speed that I want to run frozen lemonade at 234 RPM. A lot of people call up and say, what's your RPM for gelato? And they're trying to compare us to another machine. I said, it doesn't make any difference at all. It's like trying to compare a Porsche to a Volkswagen. It depends on the size of the engine and the size of the barrel and the dasher and everything else. So speed doesn't mean anything in comparison to someone else because nobody else has this, just us. But the speed is what I have selected over the years. I've had it since, whatever 14 years is. How'd you get out? We have a runaway again. You can adjust the speed here that simply, and then if you wanted to take it lower, you can also do it by manual, or if you're running at a low speed and you're ready to get the rest of the product out, you just tap it up, and that's it. Comes standard on the machine. It's not optional, it's standard. Someone got in here. Someone left the gate open again. Sammy, here. Sit. Down. And that's the extent of what our $3,000 in training got us. Isn't that right? You're a good girl. Thank you. Okay, go with Paula. Go on.
Yay! You know, in my store lately, I see all sorts of service animals.
Watch it. There is a lady here with a genuine service animal.
Service animals.
Yeah.
Used to be service animals, German Shepherd on a short leash with the harness on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now a service animal is a little Chihuahua in a stroller.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true.
Yeah, and you know why? They're legal, and it's because now service includes emotional instability.
Not for a true service dog, because we tried to do that.
So that's not really considered a service.
They have a certificate.
Yeah, that can be bought.
Yeah, I know. I can't throw them out though,
Now, if they buy ice cream, what do you care?
because they got dogs. You know, it's like kids.
Yeah, I know. They're welcome, but they have to stay in the car. I think he's got a brilliant idea myself. Bring all the kids you want. They just got to stay in the car.
On a hot day with the windows up.
No, and leave them the keys. They
Oh,
love
come on, it was a joke. Normally with
What did you say, Jack? The FBI's coming in?
Normally with, let's say, give me another candy bar, quick.
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth. Let's say Baby Ruth, you want to make Baby Ruth ice cream. So sometimes you can't buy them like this. So what we're going to do is pulverize them in the Ninja. However, I'm looking at I was going to do that with this, that's why I stuck them in the freezer, but this looks pretty smashed up. So let's just try using it like this. All right? What do you care? It's free, it's ice cream, who cares, right? So,
I'm going to pass these out to you all. This is a great resource that I have for you.
how much you add depends
those.
upon you. When we made
so.
Snickers, we made a
I have
full
more if you run
batch,
out.
and we used 6 quarts of Snickers, which is 48 bars. Wow, that's a lot of money. That was $27 for that box of bars. Who cares, right? I mean, you're getting 7 gallons of Snickers ice cream. So we're going to pour these in here. You all right?
Did you get all your mix?
Yeah,
Is there any left?
yeah.
Thanks.
What?
Jeff, do you want the refrigeration on?
Not yet.
To make something like when it comes out, like you were feeling
Oh, yeah,
does it matter?
well, if it matters to you, it matters. The question was, shouldn't you save some and add them as it's being extracted? And if that's what you want to do, be my guest. When I opened up my ice cream store, I wanted 2 things. To me, ice cream is dessert. And I wanted 2 things. I wanted sweet and flavorful. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care about crunchies. I want sweet and flavorful. And our ice creams are that. Now I have should I tell them the invention? No, can't do that. Someone will invent it, right?
He's standing right behind you.
Right. Never mind.
What?
No, no.
I wasn't listening.
Like hell you weren't listening. The reason no refrigerant is because, you got that?
Yeah.
Is-
Someday.
Is because I want to mix this as really thoroughly as I can before, you got it?
Yeah.
Before it freezes. Oh look, these are those essences that you talked about. No, it isn't. What is this?
This is Ube.
You forgot the BY. Ooh, baby. Ube. What is ube?
Ube is a sweet potato that is purple in color, comes from Japan and Indonesia. And they've thrown me a loop on this because it said, be careful to remove the desiccant, or as they
what?
call it, do not eat the oxygen. Do not eat the oxygen scavenger that is contained in this package. Hello there.
You just made a lot of customers here.
You know what a desiccant is? It's that
So there's little bugs
packet.
in there.
It's that little packet that says drying agent.
Oh, silicon?
Yeah, but But they've gone and put one in this package, and now I've got to pour it in here without dropping the package in.
It's in there.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Well, drop it in, then fish it out.
I'd rather not. That's what I would do if no one was watching. So I'm going to do it this way.
I got to hand it to you, Steve. You come up with some weird ice cream.
Thank you. We're doing 2 at once because it's getting near Jeff's nap time, and I don't want to keep him here too long. Has he got a knife in my back?
No. I didn't even hear what you said.
Oh, good. Like hell. I didn't see any.
That's a nice,
Okay.
natural-looking color for ice cream.
Isn't it beautiful? That is natural. That is.
Now,
from
that
the-
would go well in a dipping cabinet.
This is ground up purple yam. I don't use the visual display cabinets. Is that what this is all about?
Yes, yes.
No, I don't use them. I use that thing over there.
Well, dipping cabinets to the whole world means those glass things, sneeze guards.
Not to my customers. Who wants that? You get a bunch of people standing there going, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe I want this one. Oh, maybe I want that one." And then if you start giving free samples, you're dead.
Where have you been?
That's not what I use. I use the floppy door ones, and I put beautiful signs up that says, "Jeff says eat this or else."
What do you think about the?
We're not so different.
What do
You're
you
from the
think
east
about
side,
the
I'm
glass
from the
top
west side.
ones
I
with the
don't use-
sneeze guard? What do you think about that whole 16 tubs? What do you think of those?
I don't use them
Well, why not?
because people are standing there looking at it all day, and the sun beats down on it and wrecks the ice cream. I use that floppy. Should I bring it out and show everybody?
No. No.
Thank you. I was hoping.
Are you kidding me? I went through all
I
that.
call this the floppy door cabinet because I don't know what its real name is. They cost less. They hold their temperature magnificently, and this is the only way to sell
They're
Italian
pretty
ice.
much Italian ice cabinets.
No, it's an ice cream cabinet. We actually modify it for Italian ice by warming up the thermostat. So a person can be working here, and all the cold stays down in the cabinet. The sun can beat down on it, and it won't matter. You could literally take this lid off for hours, and it isn't going to hurt anything because it's just a small opening. You can come up and see it. And this is just a 2-hole one, which means 2 tubs, double-decker, 1 flavor here and 1 flavor here. Then they go 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16. You can get as big as you want. And they're simple. This one is about 19 years old and running beautifully.
I see that.
What are you going to do, cut the cord?
It's running beautifully.
And it's quiet, too. Super quiet. Oh, there's the Decusson packet.
So did you hear about the ticks that prevent you from eating red meat?
No,
Anybody? No?
no.
Never mind.
Did you hear about the Admiral with only 1 ear? Can't tell that joke. Jack, I'm going to slip up one day and tell that joke.
What's that?
More ube.
Oh. And then ube syrup.
Yes. I want to get...
The question begs why?
It's very popular on the West Coast in Southern California. And so there are a lot of people buying this. I personally would not have it in my ice cream parlor.
What would you call it?
Ube.
No way.
Yes.
No way. Ube? No
Ube.
way.
That's it. Ube. And then
You'd have to call it Purple Monster or
they'd
something.
call it Ube No Way.
Ube no way. No way ube.
Purple Monster would be good.
All the kids would order it and then they'd throw it away.
Yeah. No, they would just walk around with it because of the
You
cool
adding
color.
sugar?
Yeah.
How much?
Give me a cup, please. Oh, you didn't have to do it. I'll do it.
No, sorry.
This is the Ube. UBE. No, it wasn't there. I'm thinking that maybe they meant it was in the entire case package. No.
You want to?
No, it is in there. I feel it.
You want to dissolve this in there?
Sure. How much was that?
Cup.
Okay.
I could add more.
No, it's good. So one of these delicate flavors.
Subtle. It's a subtle thing. I like when. Do you have anything subtle? It's dessert.
Yeah, I know.
Johnny, what are you doing?
What?
Are you paying attention here? Dessert. What's it? Where are you from?
Originally,
Ocala.
Taiwan.
Taiwan. What's a real popular dessert in Taiwan?
Ube.
Real popular dessert would be, there's a place that's,
Come back tomorrow when you have an answer. What do the kids want for dessert there? Ice cream, of course, but what flavor?
in Asia, they have a different, different flavors, like more like fresh fruit, mango, guava.
And the kids clamor for that?
Yeah, they like that.
And if you're walking down the aisle in a supermarket where all the sweets are, what would I find that's not in an American market?
A lot of Asian dessert you don't find here is like preserved dessert.
Preserved.
Preserved candy, or something like dried fruits.
Like those things that are dry with the sugar around it, those watermelon slices, or that's American junk.
Some of them in the jar. They don't have the sugar in the jar, like you open it up.
Are you planning on opening in an ethnic neighborhood, a Taiwan neighborhood?
No.
No?
I'm doing the market over there by college, Main Street.
Oh, nice. That's a good place. That's a good place. Because whenever I'm out and I see a market that's not an American market, I go right in. Asian, Indonesian, Mexican, Hispanic, I go right in. I walk up the aisles where the sweets are, and I look for something I never saw before, and I buy it.
You ever heard about bubble tea?
Hopa tea?
Boba tea.
No.
They made up like a small ball, and you can suck it. They use a bigger straw and make a drink with the boba tea, boba inside. So
Hopa sweet?
Yeah, boba is more like a starch ball.
A starch ball? Ooh, can't wait. That's how I discovered horchata. Anybody? Horchata? I'm walking in Bravo supermarket, Hispanics, and I see, right, Marilyn? And I see a sign, a bottle of horchata. So I said to this guy walking up the aisle, what is this? And he said, oh. And the directions, you put 2 teaspoons of liquid, you put 2 teaspoons of a glass of water and drink it. So I bought it. I took it home and I opened it up, and as soon as I did this, horchata is rice pudding. And I put some raisins in, I made rice pudding ice cream. You ever go to the liquor store, rum chata? Rum chata? That's rum and horchata. Color's good, right?
Yeah.
Sort of beige. Why didn't you tell me that you were talking about that dipping cabinet, not the ones that everyone in the world uses?
Because I thought you just were generally a generalization dipping cabinet.
No, those
So
are...
we agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Man.
All these years. And we never knew. All these years.
All these years, he's been disagreeing with me on dipping cabinets when
Who's
really
went
we
off?
agree. What's the matter?
Somebody's went off.
I just shut the compressor.
Okay.
Single phase.
We build everything in single phase. The bigger machines can be single or 3. You never.
The one
ever,
behind you is 3 phase. No, that one.
Yeah, you never want to buy three-phase if you can help it, because it isn't available everywhere. The Italians would sell you a three-phase machine because that's all they build, and then you got to buy a phase converter for $3,000 just to run it, and they only last about 4 years.
A phase converter?
Yes.
That's expensive.
It's that expensive, and the reason they burn out is because we're starting with very little load, and as the ice cream gets thicker, the load goes up. A phase converter was designed for you to turn on a motor that's always running at the same amperage and same torque.
Right.
So there's no load on it, no appreciable load. Water cooled versus air cooled depends really on your location. If you've got water available, go with water cooled. This is only available in air cooled, the CB350. It's a 2 horsepower compressor, which is not enough to affect this room. That's a total of 6 over there, and that's going to heat this room up 10 degrees if it was air cooled. So water is expensive, everybody knows that. Sewer is expensive, but it goes up pennies a year. Whereas your electricity bills go up every 4 or 5 months whenever there's a disturbance in the oil prices. So
Okay, it's Butterfinger.
it's going to be a lot cheaper to run it on water cooled.
Even if you're on city sewer,
Come on, Johnny.
Especially.
it would be cheaper on water.
Especially because your electric cost for getting rid of the heat, your air conditioning bill is going to be huge.
Johnny, no dipping. No dipping.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Here.
No, it's my company.
So I'm looking at the 350 to purchase, but when you just told us that they don't make it in water.
No, we don't.
Okay.
It only comes air cooled because it's not so
So you're saying
big.
it's going to heat up the room? Is that what you're saying?
No, I said this one will.
Oh,
This is
okay,
6
okay,
horsepower.
okay.
This is 2.
Okay.
That's not big enough to heat up the room. You haven't noticed any
No,
appreciable
that's
difference
what
in here.
I was kind of wondering. I was trying to clarify what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get a container
Looks
over
good. I
here.
hope it is good. I didn't pulverize it.
Maryland's been the official peace customer.
Who? Maryland? Where is Maryland?
That go a little longer. Isn't that beautiful?
That's the other one. That's why I want to get colors we want.
Wait till it's finished.
What all?
Isn't that gorgeous?
Butterfinger.
Oh, this is Butterfinger.
It's very pretty.
Very pretty.
Looks like a prom.
It's all natural.
Ooh, Butterfinger. I know.
Butterfinger.
Yeah, got a winner.
Yeah? Good?
Hey, Jack.
Yes, sir.
Want to
Two
move in on the
ingredients.
CB350?
Two ingredients.
take the ube
we didn't
out.
even add vanilla.
Here
Two
we go,
ingredients.
folks.
Mixed
You want to
Butterfinger.
see the ube over
How
here?
simple is that?
Watch this.
Hey, Jack. You ought to try some of this. Water.
You got city water and sewer, right?
What?
You have city water and sewer.
That noise
Oh,
is I
I
almost
mean-
let it go a little too
Water
long.
in the city, it's not like a well water, right? Like you pay a
I'm
water
not
bill,
sure.
You pay a water bill, or that's included? in
Yeah, I
it?
pay a water bill. Oh, geez.
The difference between Jeff and me is I have people to handle it. That sounds really crass, doesn't
I did Monday and Tuesday.
it? Yeah, you did. Did he make you wax his Corvette?
Oh, stop.
Did I make it in class? I give it out to bankers. Be nice to an old Donald Trump adage, be nice to your bankers because nobody else is. So I give it out to my bankers, I give it out to doctors. When you get older, you'll find out. All the doctors make all their appointments for 3 in the afternoon, and there's 20 of you, and they sing Bring War and Peace. I walk in with a tub of this, spoons and bowls. And they say, oh, that's wonderful, we'll give it to the doctor. No, I'll give it to him. And oh, look, it's ice cream, it's melting. I get right in. I always get right in. It's wonderful. It's the best stuff for bribes that you can imagine.
For what?
The Butterfinger, what was right?
2 ingredients.
Yeah.
Mix, 5,
Anybody wanna
6
try
quart,
ube?
whatever, and 2.
2 pounds of the Butterfinger?
Real simple, isn't it?
Okay.
No, I didn't add vanilla even.
Try it.
You know why I
Spoons.
froze it? So that you taste the pieces in there?
Yeah.
That's why I freeze it.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
So you get some pieces. What do you think, Richard? Good?
Want more?
I love this.
Anybody else for the ube?
in the area of the festival.
Little bears? Fairs.
And we
You can do this in Italian ice. You can do it in dairy free. Just have to add more flavor. Anytime you go from an ice cream to a Italian ice, you're getting flavor from the dairy. So you need
Ube.
more flavor for sugar water.
1 second, I'll be right there. This is going to be.
Well, you tried it last time. This time I've got a finer. I've got a finer grain of ube.
Have some of that.
Thank you so much.
I
I was
did.
hoping you weren't coming out for the ube.
Oh,
Come on, give yourself some. This is good.
Jack, who signs that check? Oh boy, turncoat. Having sold down the river.
that we have, we were thinking, okay, just make the ice cream. It'd be tough maybe to bring the ice cream over.
No, it isn't.
What would you feel like?
Steve,
You're welcome. Yes.
where are those top hats that keep the ice cream tubs frozen?
I'm out of them.
What happened to them?
We used them all.
They don't use up.
They break up.
Those
eventually.
black things
black
that you
things.
slip the tub into to keep.
It's in the freezer. You can pull it out from there.
Funny.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see all you adventurous souls trying the ube.
They make these now. You
Can you
freeze
come over
them.
here? They can't see you on camera. You can have space over here. I'll move. It's heavy. There you
You
go.
freeze them, and I get what's in there, like some sort of
Glycol.
gel, glycol.
Yeah.
You freeze them, and then you put the tubs, which fit right in the 3-gallon, right?
Yes, 2.5 or 3.
They fit right in there, and you put these in any kind of cart. Not these, but you know the carts with the umbrella. Get your stuff here, and these fit in there, and they last all. They'll keep it cold all the tub. No, they make carts. No, you can get the refrigerated ones, but then you're connected to the cord all day. But you can get them with plates in them. And the plates freeze and slip, and they keep everything cold all day. $1,500 for a fully equipped cart with the plates. These run about $80, I think. Of course, because talk about profit. So that's the deal on that. What do you think of ube, Johnny? You like the ube? You're insane. You love it? All my opinion just went right down the street. Did you try the ube?
I did. I liked the first initial taste of it, but the aftertaste is not.
See, that's what I like. The
So you're washing it down with a little Butterfinger, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I thought I liked it.
Ready? Okay. All right. I wouldn't have.
No.
The package.
No. As soon as you...
It's in the trash.
Hang
It's
on.
right there in the trash. I got it on Amazon.
Randy.
And there's 2 brands.
Randy,
That one.
Vera just
That's from
asked
China.
if we would recommend
Excuse me, that's from
pre-packaging the
Japan.
ice cream, pints
And
Quart,
the other
right?
one is, I think, from Indonesia.
Right.
And the
How
other
do you
one
answer her?
is too grainy. It's very grainy tasting. This is very smooth. Yeah, very smooth. That's the,
Ingredients, nutritional value.
that's the problem I had with the other one.
Sodium.
Is and I can always send it to you. I can pull it off my Amazon file. Just call me another time because it was.
I like the color. Oh,
I love the color, and kids are gonna like it. Like he said, you give it some name like Purple Monster, and kids will never know.
you can name
And
up anything.
yeah, and the parents say, "What is it?" They say, "Well, it's a yam."
Put it up some like a cartoon name, like something and consume them.
Yeah, and then when the parents find out it's incredibly healthy, they'll love you.
It's all nature ingredients.
That's where the sign came up. Through all that process. So if you say, I want a quart of butter pecan, hand-packed, they hand-pack it when in truth they could have it down in there. And they just take it and give it to you. And then you're fine, hand-packed. You don't need the regulations and the labels on it.
What size machine would you recommend starting out with?
How much money you got?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's say money's not an
No, money's always an issue. No.
He's absolutely right.
Kim, let me ask you a question. Do you want the money in your bank account or do you want the money standing on your floor? That's all it is. You can spend 11,000, 25,000, or keep some money. Your call.
Well, which is less, I mean, if you order. Let's take the money issue out, though. Which is the easiest way?
Why don't you just ask me what I use?
Which one do you use?
I use the 24 quart. Don't even think about the 12. Makes no sense. You have two choices, and that's money factor. The two choices are this one or the 24 quart. Eventually, you'll need a 24 quart. There's no question. Eventually, you'll need a 24 quart. The question is, how much money do you have to start with? I started with a 6 quart machine. It was 10,000. Now it's 10,900.
Start with that.
But that served me a year and a half. I worked
Got
longer.
another bag, I guess that's
Not
throwaway.
harder. I worked longer with this because this is 1/4 the capacity of my current machine. But ultimately, you will have a 24 quart Emery. It's as sure as the sun comes up tomorrow. There's no question about it. You can't run 150 gallons a week on this machine. But certainly you can run 50, 60 gallons a week on that machine. But eventually you'll have a 24. It's the flagship. It's the bomb. And it makes your life, look, your life is two things. Make ice cream, sell ice cream. That's your whole world. Make it, sell it. Make it, sell it. Every day. Make it, sell it. So when you have a 24, the making it, that's on the back burner now. You're home free. Sell it. That's all. Make it, sell it. What?
No, we're just having inter-office jokes.
At my expense.
Not at your expense. No, I tell at your expense. I tell them right in front of you. Hey, where's the?
You took it away. And look at that. You took it away.
Would you mind telling Crystal that this is in the ice cream room? In the kitchen.
I'm going to conclude today. I've made my last ice cream. He probably has too. I'm going to conclude with a little ridiculous talk. Get into the business. You're here, so you have an interest. This will change your life. It's something stupid like ice cream will change your life. It'll change the whole history of your family's life if you do it right. It's yours to screw up. All you got to do is learn how to make the best product you can. Anybody can teach you that. I teach it. I'll have you doing it in one day. One day?
Yes.
Make the best ice cream in the world. Even those guys make great ice cream now. And then all you have to do is sell it. Selling it is part personality, part business sense, but there's a few rules. There's 10 steps. You do it, you're successful. And that's it. Don't get into debt. That's big rule. Don't get into debt. If you got 15 grand, don't spend 70 on a beautiful shop with nice Formica granite counters and tile floors and beautiful directional lighting and music playing in the background. You can't do that because that 70 grand has to come from somewhere. Do it small. My store started as a back room in a gym, 56 square feet. You know what 56 square feet is? Right here is 56 square feet. My sink, 9 inches. 9-inch sink. That's what I started with. And, you know, it's easy. I mean, I'm no rocket scientist. I can do this. And I teach it every other month how to do this. It's simple. All you need is a batch freezer, and you might as well get the good one because you're going to need it. That doesn't mean the big one.
And a book. A batch freezer and a book.
Well, that's true, isn't it? A batch freezer and a book. Yeah, actually, these 20, 25 recipes, you can use that for the rest of your life and nothing else. But you won't, because a big part of this business is the art. You're going to be an artist, an ice cream artist. You'll be part chemist and part artist. But it's great. I mean, give your kids a place to work. You want to retire. It's just great. Can't beat it.
If you want to retire and go into the ice cream business, don't. It's a lot of hours of work.
It's not hard work.
You just shifted. You didn't retire. You just shifted from one job to another.
Well, I believe it or not, people ask what I do. I say I'm retired. I make ice cream because it's fun. You know the expression?
It is fun.
The expression, find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life.
Oh, that's me.
That's
Except my
so
father
true.
called me a bum.
It's so true, though, isn't it?
Yes, it
I mean,
is.
I go in at night and there's 150 people sitting around, music's playing, people are laughing, they're having a great time, and you're the king. You know, you walk in and it all becomes, there's the owner.
Yeah.
It's great.
Just curious, how many employees do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What?
Ice cream, that's a big.
It is? Yeah, but 4 of them, 2 of them work once a month.
Yeah, they're part-time.
The other 2 work 2 days a week.
Oh, it's all part-time.
It's all part-time.
Yeah, and now I'm only open 24 hours a week. You sleep more than that. You sleep more than I'm open. 24 hours a week.
So you open only weekend
No, only nights.
or nighttime?
6 nights a week. From 6 o'clock
6
to 10 o'clock. That's it. Why? Why am I only open 4 hours a night, 6 nights a week?
You don't have children.
I don't like kids. There, I said it.
It's taken years to get this
I don't
out.
like kids.
Don't you feel better?
I
Don't
do.
you feel
I feel
opened up
cleansed.
now?
Yeah.
It was the ube and the avocado
You're right.
that did it to
You're
you.
right. I feel cleansed. I can walk out of here, my chest out, my head held high. It's like convincing your therapist you're okay. Yes, I don't like kids. Now, you want to hear something else, Johnny? We don't have any cones. We don't have to repeat all this. I'm going to tell you. We don't have any cones. We don't make any sundaes. We don't give samples. You can't mix flavors. And you get everything in a little cup with a spoon. We don't take credit cards. End of story.
So what is, you know, I ask you, what is your product? Just ice cream or Italian ice?
Ice cream. Ice cream. No hot dogs, no French fries, no brownies, no nuts, no nothing. Ice cream. Milkshakes, we make milkshakes. Yeah, incredible milkshakes. And everything is $6.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Tax, it's in there already.
Oh, it's included.
This is a very simple business, Johnny. Very simple. Very easy. Don't screw it up. It's very easy.
Everybody can do it. Go there and
Even you can do it.
follow the rules and recipes.
That's it. I'm telling you. Get $15,000 together. You can open your door next week. Yeah. Yeah, as long as he's got the machine, and you can get one out of him.
I already paid.
You can rush his production up a little.
How many ice creams do you sell a night?
No, Sammy.
We see 200 customers a night.
You can't have that.
Oh, now you're
Go see
counting
those
my
people
money, huh?
back there. Go see those people back there.
$6, 200 customers, 6 nights a week, 4 weeks a month, 300 days a year. Holy cow. It's simple business. Huh? Location? I don't think I have enough time here. Location, you can't see my store from the street because it's pitch black. I'm in a center with nothing else. No stores are open. There's a real estate office, a consignment store, and they're both dead, and an office store. And that's it. And me. And you can't see me from the road. It's pitch black. And there's no traffic there. Yes, yes. I told you, 15,000, and you can open your door next week, and you can make money by that night. That's why I'm on this earth, to get that done. And I promise you this too. I promise you. Am I lying? I'm not lying.
Delusional, but not lying.
No, I'm a dreamer.
Yes, you're our dreamer.
But it works. It works. You know it works. When I first met you, I had a little old beat-up truck and nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Friday, we go to close on our beach house
Oh, gee.
in Daytona Beach.
Where's my cut? Oh, this is it. I'm going to give you a tour of the factory if you'd like now. Any other last-minute questions? Well, thank you all for coming. You were a great audience. You really were. You were good people.
It was a good audience.
Yeah, we rate you, and you're up there. You're up there with that class of 13. They were amazing.
Well, they
But
were in the class by themselves.
They were, but these guys were awfully good. So let me, Sammy, come on, girl. Let me get Sammy sequestered.
I'm leaving.
Oh, all right.
I gotta run back.
Bob, good to see you.
Bob, I'll email you.
Sounds good.
And
I'll
sweetie.
get to you. I'll see you.
see you on the beach.
Yeah, I should be in class in October unless I can do something sooner.
Okay.
You can do something sooner.
Okay.
Okay, but we'll talk.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Come on, we're going.
Come on, sweetie.
We're going. I know.
How's
All
things
right,
in the
we'll
back?
follow you.
What's on?